Morning, tubers. It's a pretty nice morning out here on the water. If you look out across there, you can tell the water is nice and smooth. I've already been up to the church today to check on the concrete that I poured up there the other day, and it looked pretty good. I wanted to get out here on a day when the water was about right to get this thing up to speed to see how it does with that new power trim attachment that I put on the tail of the engine the other day. So that's what I'm going to do this morning first. There's a little sun. It's not hot, but it's going to be, warming up today. It's probably about 50, 55 right now, but it might get up closer to the high 60s today. And the first thing I'm going to do is get on the other side of the island out there and just take her up to speed and see how she goes with that piece on the motor, like I say, that I put back there the other day. In places where you can get out of the light, you can tell the water's actually pretty clear. A lot of times this water looks brown, but mostly that's because what you have under us here is Georgia red clay. So the reason the water looks brown or red or something like that is not that the water is dirty. It's just that the earth underneath it is that color. We are in the early stages of, I guess you could say it's officially spring now. I think we're past the first day of spring here, and you don't see a lot of green vegetation, but you see a little. And see how clear the water is. You can see the little things up under the water, little trees under here. There's one there, there's one, there's two. So when I come out of here, see that one there, I'm going to make sure I get far enough over here to dodge that right there. And I think there may be one just this side of that tree that's sticking out of the water. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. This boat has been sitting out since I was out in it the other day, and it has rained, and I just heard my sump pump working back there. I've got an automatic sump pump that pumps water out of this boat. This boat won't sink, and it's self-draining, meaning that it's got a floor level that's higher than the level in the back that it drains out of. So it'll drain out of the level, water will drain out of the level I'm standing on and drain into that second level, which you can drain by getting the boat up to speed and pulling the plug out of the back, or in my case I've got the sump pump which is sitting down in there. It's wired to the battery, and it has a self-actuating. Oh, look at that bird. You see the bird that just landed on that tree up there? That's a big one. That's a hawk. That's pretty cool. They don't usually come that close to me out here. They usually are moving away from me. So, and he looks like he's starting a nest up there, which would be really cool. It looks a little small for a what do you call those birds? They're like an eagle, but they're not. I want to say not an emu, but can't think of it. Anyway, but we might have one building a nest right there. That would be very cool. Alright, I'm going to have to dodge some stones up here ahead of me. So I need to get down here and get my hand on the wheel. I'll talk more later.